Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better for you. This is actually going to be a clip from one of my live streams. If you want a link to my Twitch channel to see me playing any of this live, or a link to the main channel, both will be in the description down below. If you enjoy the video, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and let's get into it. All right, so today we're going to start off, I think, with Pyke, and we're going to go for a bit of an interesting build. Now, people originally were saying that Pyke is kind of countered by this modifier, because right here, allies everywhere that cost 3 or less are lurkers or have lurk. Since a lot of your units are getting cost increased to be above this, you're losing out on a lot of your lurkers. Now you have some bonus stars over here that's like followers your acquired adventures that cost 4 or more have Mariner's Ruse. But this is like their initial cost. So if they're not initially a 4 cost, and they're like a 3 cost or less that's increased, this doesn't really help you. So your lurking can be a bit less consistent, but I think overall Pyke can still be pretty solid. So we're going to try to go for Deadly Harpoon, 2 power and Challenger, and then power, create or shuffle 2 deaths from below in your deck, grant them an epic item. And these deaths from below, it's what Pyke transforms into when he lurks, which is summon a Pyke striking an enemy. And we're trying to go for Echoing and Beast Within. So the Echoing, making sure we have a bunch of copies of Pyke. And so we're going to try to make sure we can get as many of these death from below happening as possible. And I think we're going to go for Beast Within. We could go for a Stalker's Blade so that when we summon Pyke from the death from below, he's going to get 2 strikes off. That could be okay, but the Beast Within, it gives all of our units 1/1 because they have the Lurker subtype, and having the Overwhelm is very good. So I think we're going to go for this, but you could swap this out for Stalker's Blade and might even be better. So let's grab Pyke here, and let's try to go for Elder Dragon. Can he miss lurks at 6 stars? Technically still, yes. Yeah, you still can. Normally, by the time you have 6 stars, pretty much everything has lurk, but this is somewhat messing with that with the cost increase. Your units have Evolve, Summon a Sparring Student. So we're going to have Overwhelm. We're going to have... Some of them have Barrier, Quick Attack. It is something we could try to build around, because it would just be giving all of our units an extra 2/2, which isn't bad. We have 6 rerolls, though. Let's try to get something a little bit more impactful. All right, Titanic Wake can be fun. We summon an 8 plus unit. They get another 8/8, although Reunite is also not bad. All right, let's go for Gem Dragon. Cut Petty Officer ASAP. So we're going to get rid of our copies of Pyke because we want to get him lurking. All right, let's go ahead and start with a free attack. Nice, we got a death from below, so we can't play it quite yet. And sure, now we can put this on the top of our deck. And we'll just go ahead and attack. All right, once again, we will do another free attack, but we have enough for our death from below. And he's already leveled. All right, fantastic. I think we can just go ahead and pass. We have another death from below if we need to, but this will be GG. Alright, pretty good. That Titanic Wake definitely helped, giving you just a whole bunch of stats. The fact it also works with the summon effect is really, really nice. Pack Mentality, we don't really want to have spells. Reduce the cost of allies in hand and deck by 2. Let's see. When you play a follower, kill it. I think we'll go here for the Smooth Soloist. Oh yeah, Set is very good in any of these encounters. Let's actually look and see. All right, so Pyke gets an extra Phage, an extra 2/2. That's not too bad. So yeah, with that, he's at 5/5, plus the Beast Within, he's at 6/6. So we really only need to get like one attack in, and then he's going to be Titanic. Like one attack with a Lurk, which we should have decent amounts for. So yeah, that has double attack, but it's not going to have... Like, we want to just kind of stay away from 2 costs, because they're not going to be lurkers. So yeah, these are kind of rough for us. Nora's not bad. Let's try to do a reroll. Okay, this could be good. 3 cost isn't the best. But we have the Gallant Rider, which is a 4 cost, so it's going to get that Mariner's Ruse. We have Jarvan, and then free attacks are solid. So I think let's try to go for Jarvan. Shop, Monastery, or Item Chest. I think I want to go for Monastery and cut some cards, just to make sure we can always get our Lurk off. Let's go for Infernal Drake. What's the build for Set? I saw you recommend a full rare relic. So you go for Grand General's Counterplan, you go for Chemtech Duplicator, and then the third one is just the Archangel Staff. That just makes it so you can get your champion spell every round, which is your stun, which also gives you coins. Chemtech, so you can just always be doubling your spells, including your coins, getting double the mana back. And then Archangels is just to make sure you have a little bit of extra mana so you can play some of your spells. I will say Archangels is the one that's the least important there. So if you want to swap out one, that would definitely be the one to go for. I'm going to reroll our Pyke. Nice that we have double free attack or triple free attack units. All right, so let's go ahead and open with this. All right, we did not lurk. That is a little rough there. Yep, there was the Petty Officer. So this is, yeah, one of the ones we're going to be cutting right away. Let's go for another free attack. Yeah, pretty much anything that keeps us from lurking is what we have to get rid of. We could just attack and pull out Jarvan. That actually could be really good. And if we go for this, we're getting one more unit, and we know we're going to pull out another swarm. So this actually be pretty crazy. Yeah, GG. Alright, so far Pyke is pretty good. Titanic Wake is also, like, getting that as our first power is pretty massive. Yeah, I think as long as you are cutting some of those cards that aren't going to get the lurk, it's not too bad. Grant an enemy vulnerable when someone draw a spell. This wouldn't be too bad. It has Scout, but then also just the fact that it's getting that spell out of our deck isn't terrible. Yeah, I think let's go for the Hunter here. Alrighty. Cataclysm, Smooth Soloist. I thought this gave us a slightly bigger amount that we could cut. Let's try one reroll. Alright, Monster Harpoon, that is fine to get rid of that one. Solitary Monk, okay, Solitary Monk gives us more, I think. Let's go ahead and go here for Eclipse Dragon. Yeah, we want to get that Petty Officer out of hand because it's not great not getting our Lurk off. Alright, again, reroll both of these. And we'll also get rid of our Razor Scale Hunter. We want to get our free attacks going, which we didn't get any of them, but we could just attack like this and immediately pull out Jarvan. Sure. His Jarvan's a bit crazy. Alright, that is fine, I suppose. Let's drop this one here and go for a Cataclysm. Yeah. And GG. I mean, we're not really having to rely on our Pyke too much, but that's also why we did go for the Beast Within, so we weren't just having to rely on him. Put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Create 2 lurkers in hand. Not terrible. It is a spell, which we're not a huge fan of, but yeah, it's not that bad. Sure. Alright. Yeah, this one lets us choose what we want to cut. So we'll get rid of the Petty Officer. And yeah, everything else is fine. It all still has Lurk on it. So I think this is kind of the only card that's really messing with us. Yeah, this will be solid. And we can cut another card. Smooth Soloist is going to be a little expensive. Yeah, let's get rid of that one and go for Shyvana. At this point, I think we've cut all the really problematic cards, so we can probably just focus on power now. Yeah, Jarvan's destroying. Let's get rid of Pyke. And the rest of this is fine. Oh, this one actually starts out as Titanic. So we could go for the Bloodbait for more upfront damage, but then we're pretty much guaranteed to not get our Pyke. If we actually wait, we can get this with the... Oh, we already pulled one out. We get a free attack for next turn. Yeah, Pyke's doing pretty well. Alright, so let's use this to put our Pyke on top of our deck. And now we will play this right here to guarantee we get our Pyke out. Alright, we have 1 unit dying, but that is fine. We'll pass and bank the mana. Alright, so we're going to play a Pyke first. And now we're going to play a Death from Below. So yeah, we're not even needing this Doctor's Blade. GG. That's pretty good. Honestly, one thing I was thinking, especially over the weekend, your Tryndamere actually plays a lot like Pyke, because you're trying to make sure your top deck is exactly what you want so you can pull it out with your spell. And so a lot of the things you do as Pyke to also try to manipulate your top deck is the same thing you do for Tryndamere. We'll go for a Vampiric Scepter. The other two I don't think really matter for us. We could try to double down on Jarvan, but we're trying to focus on Pyke. Let's go for power here. Don't really care about that. Don't really care about the armed gearheads. Don't really care about that one as well. Let's do a reroll. Target an ally, give a barrier. We're very rarely doing that. Decent defensive. Pretty much the only time this would happen would be our Pyke when he kind of goes crazy. But at that point, like, the game's already pretty much over. Your Nexus is tough. I think we will get this just as decent defensive. Slot bot or spells. We don't really want spells. Gain a couple extra rerolls wouldn't be bad, so let's go for Cloud Drake. Predict power really good on Tryndamere? Yes, exactly. But really, any of these lurk cards that are like guaranteeing you're getting a card in your top deck also would be pretty solid. Like for Garen, technically it just needs to be the top unit, not the top of the deck itself, but it still would work. Let's give it a Pyke. And Gallant Rider. We can hold on to Jarvan. Having him in our opening is not bad. All right, so let's drop this for the free attack. So we got our first lurk off, so even if we put Pyke back in our top deck, I don't think he'll be able to count as lurk. He can only lurk once. I think we'll play this here to make sure we get another free attack next round. Alright, so we're just blocking to reduce down the damage we're taking. Let's put our Pyke as our top deck. We will now do a free attack, which will pull him out, or as death from below. Cataclysm. We have 7 cards in hand. I think we're probably fine. We can just pass. Alright, that's fine. They're just really filling out their board, and that is perfectly fine with me. Alright, let's... yeah, go ahead and drop this right here. Alright, a little annoying. This will fill out our board, though. Alright, GG. Hey Toast, just watched your Lysandra run. Awesome. Yeah, that was surprisingly good run with Tryndamere. I thought we would get shut down pretty hard, but turned out all right. We'll go for more Snapjaw Swarms. Like, this would be funny to pull out with our Lurk, but getting more of our free attacks is pretty important for us. So let's grab that one right there. Let's go for Slotbot and buy... I think we'll actually do 3 since we have so much gold. Shop. Like, you can try to go for these bigger ones, and if you pull them out with your Lurk, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of that same, again, like Tryndamere aspect of pulling things out of your top deck, and sometimes it's going to be crazy for you, but I like the consistency. If we had our power... Actually, these will count for the power, because they're not going to get cost increased. So they will still count as lurkers. Sure. If nothing else, it's 2 extra blockers. Yeah, I think that can be fine. Let's go down here for Black and Ice Dragon. I'm in a dilemma. Can't choose which rune champ to 6-star between Elder Dragon and Fiddle. I feel like Fiddle with no paid relic is not as good as Elder Dragon with no paid relic. 6-star Fiddle is pretty crazy, and you kind of don't need a lot of relics to really use or do anything with him. Yeah, his 6-star is just massively powerful. Like, I think I have a video up on YouTube where I tried to do like a Chemtech build with Fiddlesticks, and so I was using like all rare relics. None of them ever mattered, and we still just absolutely annihilated everything. Yes, his best build is 3 paid relics, but it doesn't matter. You're still just absolutely destroying things. So I think Fiddlesticks at 6 stars is kind of ridiculous no matter what you're using on him. It's just such a strong power. Like, try to search rare relic Fiddle build, or maybe it's a Chemtech Fiddle build. Pretty much it never activated because we were just annihilating them regardless. Now, if you think Elder Dragon's more fun, then you can still go for that, but Fiddlesticks is probably still stronger. Are you still looking for builds for Tryndamere? Not necessarily. Like, I think I have a pretty good grasp on the different builds for Tryndamere. We can stick with that. That's fine. Fiddle is one of the 6 stars that breaks logic. I mean, yeah, it's just so powerful, it kind of doesn't matter what you do. Let's go ahead and attack, and we'll pull out Jarvan. Him getting frostbitten does definitely suck. But I think let's do a free attack with him. He'll die, but free attack with a scout unit essentially gives you a rally. So that's pretty good. I guess we probably should use the blood bait first. Actually, I guess we can do that here.
Hey, you there.
Sure, we can just attack like this. They'll be able to kill one of our units, but we're just trying to get some damage down.
Not on my watch.
All right, so let's do a call the pack to put Pyke on our top deck. Then let's go for a free attack right here. And they don't block, so GG. You could probably do it with no relics at all. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened because all the relics we were using were ones that required Fiddlesticks to be on the board. And we normally won before he even hit the board. So we were almost playing without any relics. Yeah, that could have been like a one-off situation, but kind of don't think it really mattered. Here, this will be quite nice. It's still a lurker. Playing this as a 2-cost, that's Titanic, would be massive. Potentially, if we have time today, we'll maybe just do like a no relic Fiddlesticks run. Let's go for the shop. Let's see. Lifesteal, play 2 Dragon Boons on me. I mean, we're normally ending before we're taking much damage, so it kind of doesn't matter. Sure, that's a solid buff spell. That's fine. Let's go up here. We're probably never playing Gallant Rider just because we kind of don't care about it. Yeah. And let's go for Eldragon. One of the strongest 6-stars. Not the strongest overall constellation, just the 6-star. Fiddlesticks is definitely up there as like the crazy amount of power in the 6-star. Swain has a ton of power in his 6-star, like good constellation overall, but also a lot of power just in that 6-star. I would say Viego is also there because it gives you so much extra cost reduction and power. Although again, you like need the whole constellation really gets tied together by his 6-star. The Victor one is pretty crazy. The Ari one also pretty crazy. Swain Jinx needs the rest of the constellation. Yeah, the Swain one, I mean, it is a lot of power regardless of just your spells now hit the entire board, but it obviously like it pairs super well with the rest of the constellation. Let's see. Let's get rid of this one. Don't necessarily want an opening hand. Not that it's bad, but this is fine. All right, I think again, let's just immediately attack. I think we'll kind of wait to see how they block. Yeah, this card is so annoying. That is fine. I think we'll actually just drop a Pyke here. Because we can buff him up and then play this right here. Alright, perfect. So we're going to pull out that Pyke. Let's actually go for a Blood Rate so we get another free attack. And now here, we can put Pyke on top of our deck. And then we can free attack like this to pull him out. So we wouldn't have quite enough to be able to kill him. Let's maybe actually just go for another free attack just to push as much damage as possible this round. Oh, right, his double attack got taken away. We're already ending, so it doesn't really matter. GG. That card even goes through Spell Shield. Well, the spell hit one card that didn't have Spell Shield. And then Pyke just annihilated everything. So Pyke's like skill isn't, well, his effect isn't a spell or a skill. It's just him killing one unit after the other. So no, it technically didn't go through Spell Shield. It's the same thing with some cards. If they don't have a little symbol by them, like what their card text does, it's not a skill. That's why if you ever go and you get frostbitten by the 2-cost Freljord unit that says play Frostbite an enemy, even if your unit has Spell Shield, it doesn't matter because that's not a spell or a skill. So that's the only reason why, that's the only types of things that actually get blocked by Spell Shield. And that's why a lot of captures, like the effect, the Iceborne Gauntlet, when you play a unit, capture another unit, that still like goes straight through Spell Shield for you or the enemy because it's not a spell or a skill. All right, that was really good. Pyke is actually quite strong in this event. Yes, you do have to cut some of your cards that no longer get the lurk effect from your 4-star, all the way down here, the line weight, which is pretty much possible to read. But your 3-cost or less units have lurk. Since they get cost increased above that, they no longer hit that lurk threshold. So that definitely sucks a little bit, but as long as you cut a couple cards, then you are pretty ridiculous. Thank you for watching that video, especially all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.